If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Still Got Game, episode 442. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Roger Hitman Roken.
I'm James Yondag Yont.
And it's just the three of us tonight, as you video participants can see. So, it's going to be probably a shorter show tonight. At least some people hope. But we'll see what happens. But I guess keep this show short and sweet. We'll just jump right in the show proper. And we will jump into the mailbag for feedback and questions from last week's show. And if you're in chat right now and you want to discuss something with us, just drop it in chat and we'll try to work in the show. And if you do leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Vice Toker comments. I cracked up so hard during the after show for your last episode. The Hitman versus everyone part literally had me crying. Thanks for the fun time.
Yeah, it was great.
Next voicemail comment, please.
All right, so we were not fighting. In case you didn't know that, Vice Toker, we were having a discussion, and
very heated discussion.
It did get heated at some points, and if it was funny, then that's good. But we're all still back tonight. We all still love Hit, and Hit loves us, I think. And the smile says it all. Yes, so we're all good. We were just
except for Sheldon quit because he hates us all now.
Yeah, we were just redefining how you judge a console release, and we had some debates about how that was done. And I guess we'll just see what happens as we talk about it more tonight. But yes, I'm glad that you enjoyed our infighting, and some people just like to watch Mom and Dad fight. So thanks, Vice Toker. All right. Lil Miss 98 comments. Last week's episode was so funny, as if the world wasn't divided enough and the console fanboy battles aren't divided enough. You guys have some pretty strong feelings about this generation. And that falls into the same bucket for tonight. Yes. So
yeah, because it doesn't stop until the end of the year.
Yep, we got some months. Oh, Hit, I just saw you look at your watch there, Hit. See? Look at that. That's the new Infinity Band. Oh, sorry. I saw you look at your watch, and I saw your band, so I was just showing you. All right. Next question, or feedback, or story, or whatever. I was just trying to recover so Hit wasn't so mad at us, but I don't even know how to say this name. Oh, it's Popped. Popped, yeah, comments with a 3 instead of
It's
E.
just trying to pop die.
Oh, Popdaya?
Popdaya?
Oh, maybe. Popdaya comments. Your discussion... Oh, discussions in quotes. Your discussion last episode about how someone will, also in quotes, win this console generation was a good start. While raw sale numbers are important, I agree with the majority of hosts that you somehow need to include direct first-party revenue in that number. PSN, Xbox Live, Game Pass, etc. These are not some tiny per-game royalty. If you want to go into this a little bit, you can. I can see you want to say something, so...
Nope. I want everybody to get along.
Right, well, then I'll say something as nicely as possible. Popdia, whatever. Yeah, I think I didn't want to do a redux of last week, so I'm just going to say, yeah, I think judging the overall success of a company would include not only the sales of their console, but the sales of the services that go along with it. Like, I don't disagree with that. I think that's the argument I was making. You actually made another argument that I don't think we made last week, where the per game royalties are like negligible. Like, as long as one console doesn't have like an attach rate of like 40 and the other has an attach rate of 2, those things are negligible. They balance out over time. But for the actual services they're paying the direct companies, yeah, I agree. That is a point of value, and I think that's what we were kind of debating last week, and I'm sure it'll come up again as we go through the year. But
I think if we see this, the only thing that's going to be the variable right now, for just talking about just console sales, the only thing that's going to be a variable to see who, I don't really know if there's going to be a winner in this, but who's going to sell more consoles at this point, it would be whoever can provide those consoles before Christmas.
Availability,
period. Yep. That's it. I mean, if Microsoft drops a buck tomorrow, then we're going to have 2 consoles that are flopping because... you know, we've already seen the stories so far.
Yeah.
But
I guess time will tell.
To reiterate my stance, to give a little bit more clarification to what I was saying. I don't know, maybe for people that didn't watch the after show.
Okay.
Derek and them are arguing that the narrative needs to be changed. Well, I'm saying that Xbox is changing the narrative because they're losing. And I'm not like pushing that stance. Like I think that's kind of bullshit that they're trying to push that because they're losing. And my reiteration is that with like, because you say PSN, Xbox Live, Game Pass, there's too many I think there's too many variables, unknown variables, in all of those cases. That like we don't know how much money Xbox is actually making from Game Pass. We don't know how much money PlayStation is actually making from PSN with both of them having like the Games of Gold option, and like how much money is Xbox really making from Game Pass. So apparently I heard they're not making any money from it. Last time I spoke to someone, like the amount wasn't that much, and hardware costs over 7 years over their generation. Like there's too many. I was trying to reiterate, there's too many variables to determine who actually will win, because a lot of these stats won't be released or can't be verified. And that's why I think this is why I think the industry has been using the metric of console sales as the metric to determine who's winning a console war. Is the reason? That's the reason, because it's too many variables involved. The easiest way to be is how many items are sold in the other. And
even that.
Hold on, I'm just reiterating where my stance is.
Yeah.
Like, and an example where this is confusing is like Xbox 360. Can you guys agree that it was defined as they won that generation, right?
Yeah. Yep. No, I can agree.
360 won the PS3 Wii generation, Wii U generation.
Was it
that Wii? That was the Wii generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, so like so many so there was perceived that Xbox won that generation.
Yeah.
But I don't know if people realize, like, Sony ended up passing them in console sales. Like there's more PS3s in the world than there are 360s. And then there's the whole like
just because they were catching on fire and they were getting the red ring of death. Hold on.
This is, and I'm leading to that. But like the other thing I just thought now is like the Wii U was the most successful Nintendo. So like are we sure that they were in the same?
Are you sure it was the Wii? I thought the Switch is now.
The Wii U came. That was like a
Wii U came after, but the Wii was the most, if not the second most successful.
It was the most successful console,
right?
Yes,
at the time.
At the time,
yeah. It could still be. I'm not actually sure. Anyway, okay. I just saw that now. But then, like the biggest thing, and I don't know if people realize this, is Microsoft lost over $1 billion in consoles because of the Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna include revenue, they didn't win that generation. They lost in console sales, and they lost in revenue. They lost over $1 billion
at that time
that we know of.
At that time, they were the only one charging for their online services, so they were also making money
but
on Xbox Live.
The PSN came out shortly after. Like but
there wasn't much to that service.
Yeah, but hey, people were on it
Yeah,
and
true.
they're the ones that came up with the games of gold first. Microsoft copied them. So
Yeah,
like, I forgot what's their name. What's the name of theirs? I forget. The name
it's
for their free
I
free
don't think it has a
games.
name. You just get 2 free games a month.
No, it has a name. It has a name. Anyway, whatever. So
PSN.
like, so
It's
then,
under the PSN section.
yeah, whatever. Anyway, I know it has a name because they were using it across like the Vita and all that stuff too. So yeah, like why is 360 considered that they won that generation? If we're using your metric, they didn't. They lost big time.
Yeah.
So like,
but at the same time, we don't know anyone's metric. We don't know what any of these
no, I know,
consoles cost, and we
the
don't
only
know what
one
they
and the
sell
only one
for.
that we do know is console sales. Is sales that of people who actually have the hardware at home. Like,
Yeah.
as people that make third party studios that make games like Call of Duty, like these guys determine who has the most consoles out there that they can get their game out to, and then they aim at that audience. Like that's why Call of Duty has been aimed at the PSN audience because they had the most. So they made a deal with Sony, and they're like, "Hey, let's work together."
But
like,
no, those deals are the other way around. The console maker is the one that courts and pays the developer.
Yeah, because you got to think about the 360 series. They had the exclusivities to
they had the exclusivity because they
all
had
the Call of
most,
Duty stuff. That
because they
didn't
had the
change until the
most.
PS4.
Right, because the PS4 then became the new, and they're like, "We're gonna go
Yeah,
with them because there's more of
that's
them."
wrong because
It goes
it
the other
happened
way.
before the PS4. They got the exclusivity came out with the PS4. So if you're saying that they're 361 that generation, then why would Call of Duty jump to the PS4 before
Because
that? They jumped on board as soon as the
because
PS4
pre-order
came out.
numbers were through the roof for the
No,
PS4.
it's
Like they saw that they was going to do better, and it did. And
Sony pays for that. So,
no, I know they pay for it, but the Activision also wants to put it wants to aim or target to the audience that has the most users.
Yeah, but that's another hard argument because I even think you said last week that Sony's primary audience are not multiplayer players. Most of their audience are people that play those single player games that Sony's known for. So if half of your console base is playing single player games, then why does it make sense for a multiplayer game to be the big hotness and them to court you? That's why the courting is always the other way around. It's whichever console company is willing to pay them more money for the exclusivity is the one that gets it.
Yeah, but I can't see that Xbox or Microsoft was not willing to pay Activision more money to keep Call of Duty.
It's a blind bid. You just don't know.
They left because they knew where we was going.
Microsoft
fucked up. Microsoft fucked up at E3, and they were like, you know what? Like this is going Sony's way. Let's get on board while we can. I mean,
we'll agree.
Same thing happened to Destiny. Like, have you guys not realized like the winner of that generation is the one that had the exclusives? Like Xbox 360 had Call of Duty, and then it switched over. Destiny was coming in, and PlayStation was winning, so we're gonna go with them. Like these guys, that's what they do. That's why all the exclusives have been swapping generations because it's whoever's winning that generation.
Yeah, I guess time will tell this generation, but
I don't see a lot of exclusives right now.
So I just wanted to say that that was my stance, and like I don't agree with their mentality that it's not based off of sales, and it's all based off of revenues, because revenues has just too many variables. We're never gonna know.
No, we
and
won't.
the only way we are gonna know is like if the third party stores tell us like these is how many consoles we sold.
Yeah. So I guess we'll wait to see what happens in this generation. All right, and last but not least, Altius asks, after the Sony pre-order debacle, I saw the PlayStation Twitter feed light up with comments from lifelong PlayStation fanboys. The majority felt betrayed by the company, and lots pointed to the Sony pre-order sign-up as what they thought would save them. A popular comment was that they would now be getting Xbox Series X, and if available later, and they had the money, they'd be picking up a PS5. How much of that do you guys think will happen because of Sony's error?
I don't think it'll happen. If they're really fanboys, quote unquote, they're going to stick with it. They might be saying that because they're mad, But until we
very
see what the
small.
pre-order sales go for, and if Microsoft has enough tomorrow to do their pre-order sales, like I say, I think it's not the pre-order really. Pre-order does determine a lot, but I think it's until we see what happens after Christmas when the numbers are released. That's the true tell story. Pre-orders are great. That's definitely a first step in showing the numbers. But the next step is like, do they have enough for that next Christmas rush? Because, like Hit said last week, it was the fact that like not everybody's buying on pre-orders. It's the
Yep.
hardcore people buying them on the pre-order date. And if these people are mad, that's I'm gonna be mad tomorrow if I don't get my Xbox.
Me too.
I'm just saying.
If
So
we don't get
listen.
our two,
Yeah. I'm just going for one.
Mhm.
I don't need two. But I think it's. I don't think I think they're just lashing out because it's the internet and that's how people act nowadays. I don't think it has anything to do with them not buying it. They're just saying that until they
But wouldn't you feel like a little shit though if like your company fucked you over, and then you were like, well, I'll wait and get it later in the holiday season, and then the holiday season comes around, and because of the shortage that we talked about a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
That they still can't get it, and now they're
But-
last gen when all their friends are next gen. And if you're someone that doesn't care about the first party titles, you don't care about the fake Spider-Man game or any of those other
Yeah.
things, and you're just playing games that are cross-platform.
Yeah, but
Like-
Sony might be able to pull it out with if they do their next pre-order and actually is a good pre-order and they have more consoles for people to pre-order. I think they'll be fine. It's just the whole debacle with the first one was they were supposed to pre-order on it was supposed to open up on a certain day, and then it didn't. It opened the day before, and that's why people were mad because to be
Because they
honest
said
with
one
you-
thing in their press conference, and then another
Yeah.
thing happened. Yep.
Yeah. And another thing was it wasn't just the people that were the fanboys or the PlayStation people that are buying these consoles. I've noticed a lot with a lot of the collections that I do. Like there's a lot of bots that people are literally going out there and using bots to buy up things. And so that's causing another issue on the online retail that nobody's discovered how to
Yep.
fix yet. So that was the other reason why all these sites were crashing because people were using bots to
Just hammer the
pre-order
shit out
these
of them,
things
yeah.
like crazy.
If
And
you're
they
a
didn't have a limit. They didn't have the other thing was they didn't have a limit. So you could probably order 10 consoles.
Yeah.
So per order. So there should have been like a limit. Not that you should do a limit because like I know Derek, I'm gonna do two of these and two of
Tiff
that.
and
or
I
whatever.
always order separately because we know
Yeah.
that there's these limits.
there
Yeah,
was a
so-
limit.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, I don't know.
What was there? I don't know. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry if I didn't misspoke there. I
So
didn't
where
know.
did you get yours from, Hit?
Amazon.
All right.
And I tried getting through GameStop and EB, and they all.
And did
I
you
mean,
get it that day, or did you get it
and
the
Best
actual
Buy.
day they said?
They haven't said anything.
No, did you get the day? Did
Oh,
you
he got it the day
pre-order?
before. Yeah.
Okay, so you got it the day that they misspoke that it was supposed to be that day. Okay,
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's what I'm
saw.
saying,
I
like-
saw social media was all buzz about it, and I jumped
Yeah.
on and I struck out at Best Buy. I had one in the cart, and it disappeared just as I was about to press checkout. And then EB I tried, and they were sold out already by the time I got to them.
Yeah.
And
So-
then Amazon was the only one out of all the retailers that was like, "Yeah, we're gonna wait and do it when we said we were gonna do it." So and they ended up doing it on the next day, early in the morning. I got one.
Yeah, I don't know if
So-
I'd call that the next day, 2 in the morning.
I mean, technically, it's the next day. I mean,
yeah, it is.
It's
Think
still,
about
it's
it.
still a
Think
giant
about
fuck.
how many
The
releases
calendar
you waited
day had
in a
changed.
line. You waited in a line, quote unquote,
Yeah.
for the new release, and you got it at 12:01. It's the next day.
I know. It's still a,
Right.
it's still a giant fuck you when someone doesn't give you an exact time. So.
I mean, Sony said that they were going to go up that day. So like, Amazon, it was the only company that technically
that
fulfilled
didn't
their
break the
agreement.
rule. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
what I was going to say is, if you're a fanboy and you don't know what to expect, something like this was going to happen, like you're not a fanboy. Like this is how all these pre-order things go for like any device that you want. Day one's always a fucking disaster. Everyone is trying to get it.
Yeah, but
Like-
at least usually you know the
Dude,
time and the day.
it just happened like with the Nvidia 3080s.
Mm.
Like they
yeah,
sold
but they
out.
knew they again
and,
they
and
knew what
spoiler
day was
alert,
going
guys! Tomorrow, guess what's gonna happen?
on.
Everyone's
It's gonna happen.
No, it's not.
It's gonna happen tomorrow.
We know the
dude,
time and we
it
know the
happens
day.
all the time. It
I don't
happens
know.
all the
It's-
time.
There's going to be people mad. I agree.
It doesn't
Unless
matter if
they
you know.
have
If,
enough
it doesn't matter if you know the
pre-orders.
time. If there's a million people trying to get it at that exact thing, you're just
Yeah.
making it harder.
Well,
on
but
yourself.
but the problem was they didn't have enough pre-orders hit. So that wasn't just they couldn't get on the site and get their pre-order. There was no getting pre-orders. Period. They just maxed out.
Yep.
So
Yeah, but they didn't max out of all the consoles they have made. They've maxed out on the allotted amount that they have for that launch week, right? Like they have allotments for Black Friday, Christmas. Like they have a lot for the rest of that allotment that we heard about last week was 11 to 14 million consoles for their physical year. That which is March 31st when I looked up. So they have 4 months worth of stock that they're gonna allot.
Slow roll like little douchebags. Just
Yeah,
launch
it's
it all
called
in.
supply. It's called supply and demand. We've seen this with the PS3 and
or
the
the
Wii.
Switch,
No.
the Switch.
And the Switch is currently doing that right now.
Yeah.
So like
So-
this
They
is
did
par
it with
for
the Switch in
course.
general too.
Yeah.
I don't think people need to. I don't think people need to be worried. If you're a fanboy and you want a PS5, you're gonna end up getting one. It's
Yeah, you'll get
you
one in
might,
a couple
You might have
weeks.
to keep your ear to the ground and maybe turn on some notifications because that's how it is now when
And
you're ordering
yeah.
devices. Like you
and
have,
it's not like
you have to be told
you have
when
a
and
day
where to
one
show up
console
and
anymore.
hope you press that refresh button quicker than everybody else.
Yeah,
That's
well,
how
it's
it
not
is
like
now. It's all about
it's-
sniping.
it's well, and that's also it's not like they have a day one console anymore. It's like this is just a pre-order console. There's not any special console like Microsoft did with the last generation. They had a day one, console. There's not that this time. So
Right.
really waiting a couple weeks when they come back and say, okay, now we have some more pre-orders. And who knows if you are a fanboy, to be honest with you, you probably should wait until Black Friday. You might get it for $50 off. You never know.
I
You
would never
never
wait
know.
for Black Friday at this point.
I'm just saying. I'm just
Like,
saying.
there
could
you
wait
have
and get some
hope
money
for the
off.
rest. You have hope until the end of March. Like there's
Yeah.
going to be opportunities for you to get it. Like
Yeah,
Black
but if you're a
Friday.
fanboy, you don't want to wait that long.
No, I know
wanna
you don't
be-
want to
yeah.
wait, but
Yeah.
like like
That's the problem with starting all this shit now instead of in June. Normally, this starts in June. You announce it at E3, boom, pre-orders are fucking live. Like, I've actually ordered consoles from in the Microsoft press conference before. Like,
I can
they're
imagine.
like, they're live now, and you're like,
And you're like,
fucking Amazon,
yep,
boom,
yep.
done. And Tiff and I both took care of it right next to each other during the press conference. So, this new system is different. It's weird, and I guess we'll see what happens when we come into the holiday season. But only giving people less than 2 fucking months is kind of douchey. That's all I'm saying.
Are you? So, a question for you guys: are you guys going to try to do tomorrow? Are you going directly to the Microsoft store, or are you going to go to Amazon, or like where do you guys usually start? Just curious.
I feel like if any retailer has the ability to I know this seems like spoilers, but it's only the people that are watching live tonight, so we're not really fucking ourselves. But the only company of all of these companies that has an e-commerce
Amazon.
site that can handle this kind of a million orders in
Yeah.
a second is Amazon.
Yeah.
So that's obviously where I'm starting tomorrow.
if I were getting one, I'd probably either go Amazon or Best Buy.
If I were getting one.
It's not getting
I'm not.
At-
I don't know.
at
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm
$2.10.
not getting one.
Oh, that's so sad. Yeah.
Like, they don't have any games for me to play.
Okay, you're no longer allowed to play. Sea of Thieves.
There's no launch titles. I have a powerful PC. It's ridiculously more powerful than the Series X, and I have an Xbox One X. So if I really need to play a console game that I can't play on my PC, that machine is good. Like
I look at mine and I'm like, that's an aging
it's
piece
not
of shit.
that far off from the S. So
No,
like,
it's a piece of shit over there. My fucking Project Scorpio edition.
but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I'm probably not gonna need it, but it's there. And like I said before on the show, I'll buy one when there's a Halo edition next year
Yeah,
in
fair
September.
enough.
So
Fair enough.
and
But
even then, I'll buy it, I'll unbox it, I'll hook
probably
it up,
won't use
and it'll
it.
never be used.
Yeah,
Just like
So-
my Xbox One X right now.
So I do use my consoles because I like to game with friends.
I like the game with friends too. They're
They're just all PC best race douchebags. No,
It's all on
yeah.
crossplay. No,
Yeah.
half of my friends are on consoles, half of my friends are on PC, and we all manage to play together. So.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I'm putting all my eggs in the Amazon cart. Like, if to be honest with you, if I was someone that was not nervous about the pre-order count, I would definitely do the Xbox All Access thing. but I assume that's going to be like 20 extra minutes during the pre-order phase to do whatever kind of paperwork you have to do for that. But in the long run, Xbox All Access costs you less, and it's like a sweeter system. Like, and if you're someone that doesn't have a 4K TV yet, and you do it for the S, you can do a version of Xbox All Access that in 18 months lets you trade up to the X. So,
It is quite a deal.
but you can only do that at GameStop in person, maybe, or the
Yeah.
Microsoft Store, or so there's only certain places you can do that.
I don't know about the G stop.
Don't go to
Yeah.
GameStop for that.
So
man.
I would never go. I don't go
They ain't
anywhere in
They
person.
ain't lasting the
Yeah.
term, man.
No.
They ain't
I
lasting that term.
saw that most of the GameStops that had those in-person pre-orders had less than 4 to 5 per store. So
From what I heard with the PlayStation numbers, it seems that Amazon got a large allotment of stock, and everybody else got like
fuck those
I'm
guys.
Three
not
or four.
surprised.
3 or 4.
It's
Like
we're in a different world.
because I actually timed it. The disc version came up first on Amazon
Mhm.
and sold out in, I think I wrote it in chat, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that,
Yeah.
which is like pretty crazy that it was up for that long.
And well, that's whatever.
And
that was
then the
Amazon CA though, right?
And then the digital went up and sold out in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So like
if I was going to buy a PlayStation at this
all
point,
these
which
other
I was
places,
going to buy the digital one. So
all these places. So for one, it told me that there's more disc versions than there are digitals, which is interesting. And it also told me that like all these other places sold out within like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So like the fact that Amazon was able to leave their inventory up for that long proves the fact that they have way more stock than
the
everybody
other-
else.
They also weren't crashing every 5 seconds either.
I mean,
so.
and
I-
Amazon was
I
at
wasn't
2 in the
having-
morning versus.
I wasn't having crashing problems.
Afternoon.
It was just literally running out of stock. Like both GameStop and Best Buy. Like with Best Buy, I actually got it on the cart and I was checking out, and like just as I hit the button, it's like, oh no, it's gone. Oh fuck.
Oh, even I had one in the Best Buy card, so I that was not a novelty, but. All right.
Yeah,
well, I
it's
think
quite the experience.
we burned enough time in the feedback. So if any of you have comments and questions, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@toolsplay.com. And remember, if you leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. And on that, why don't we jump on over into what you're playing? So, Hit, what have you been playing this week?
So the usual little Sea of Thieves, the Vaults, Warzone with the crew. I streamed a bunch of Fall Guys and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It was on.
Did you like the gameplay in that? I've seen it. It looks interesting.
Actually did.
Yeah.
I was very surprised because I'm not really into their multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked it. Like they had this one large map that they have vehicles. It was it's like a ship, like a sea
Yeah.
map.
That was I've
Like
seen that.
one
It's
big
pretty
ship
cool.
in the middle with 2 little warships on the sides, and then like a bunch of like U-boats like sunk on around the edges. And they give you like 2 different types of boats, like a ski-doo and an actual boat. And
The actual boat
I
looks a little
fucking-
OP with the gun on it.
it is, but like you get taken out so quickly.
Yeah, I saw a guy
Yeah.
throw a grenade in the back
Yeah.
of one and blow it up. So
I don't know. It was the coolest Call of Duty multiplayer that I've played in a long time.
yeah.
Ah,
It was
that's
really
a strong
cool.
statement from you, Hit.
It was really. I'm curious to see how the Warzone turns out.
Yeah.
By the way, I have a feeling that Warzone's not coming out on launch.
Probably not.
I have a feeling that's something that comes out next year.
Mm.
Yeah, they haven't yet to talk about it. So
Yeah.
we'll see. They only talk about campaign, multiplayer, and zombies.
Zombies.
It's like,
Yeah.
what happened to Warzone?
Battle
And
Royale's
it's
dead.
there. It's in the menu, so you know it's there. It's just
Yeah.
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 I think it's coming next year.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Nice.
yeah, and then I also played a little bit of the 3 All Stars that came out for the Switch. It's nice to play those old Mario games. Some of 2, if not one of the best Mario games is in there.
Yeah.
And Blazing Sails is finally hit the Steam store, so I managed to get a couple games in. I got a win too. So
Look
yeah,
at you. Look at you.
what were you guys playing?
I played some Warzone this week. That's about it actually. It was a busy week last week, so I did play Warzone several nights though.
You just got a
But
game,
that's-
man.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't
was gonna
do the
play some
Battle Pass, do
Halo,
you?
but I didn't see anybody playing Halo, so
You're not a Battle Pass owner, are you?
no,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
no.
I'm
I don't
not doing this
generally buy the Battle Pass for anything. It
Right.
just
With Call of Duty, is
cheapskate.
it's
Call of Duty
different.
pays for itself.
It pays for
usually.
itself. Yeah.
No, it does. No, it
Yeah.
does for sure. And there's a lot of cool things that I like that they did.
Like
With
I haven't bought a
with,
Battle Pass since the first one, and even then, I was credits from my account from the last game. So like,
Yeah.
I've yet to actually spend real money on a Battle Pass. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah.
Back when I was playing Call of Duty, I did the same thing, and I got the.
You're not a Battle Pass owner?
I am.
Oh,
But
okay,
but I
okay.
but I stopped playing Call of Duty like 2.5 months ago. So
Oh, okay,
I just
okay.
ended that.
That's weird.
But I went to Master Chief. I'm all Halo
Wow.
now all the time. So yeah, fuck.
he was trying to ride that hype train that
Yeah,
Now
you're trying to
got
get ready
extended
for
out.
Infinite, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I, on the other hand, played some Halo Master Chief Collection. I played some more Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Fucking badass game. Can't recommend enough. Put your money out there and you'll enjoy it. And then I phone in a little bit of Harry Potter Wizards Unite. I phone in a little of Pokemon Go every day. Just one catch. And Toon Blast in my spare time. So that's about it. All right. On that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? And first story.
No new releases? What?
Oh, I guess yeah, we do have new releases. I was gonna skip
Sure,
this.
so,
Nobody
I'm-
really
I'm-
want. Do you want
yeah,
to
I'm
talk?
fine.
You
No,
didn't
I'm
even
fine.
pick this new release for our image thing, so I assumed you didn't want. So the
Yeah.
only new release is a game called Troll Hunters Defender of Arcadia. I don't even know this game series. I don't
No
know
idea.
any. It is the only AAA title out this week, so I assume that no one wants to talk about
AAA.
it.
Who made
I
this?
know what it is because my kids watch the show, but
It's
I
a
don't think
show?
this game's gonna be. Yeah, there's a show on
Oh.
Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
Yeah. So this is actually the third game in that series. I did a little research
Oh my God.
myself when I was adding this to the outline, but yeah, I have.
Is this show about people that they hunt down internet
Trolls?
trolls?
It should be, but no,
trolls.
it's not.
Yeah, like you
It's
know, some
not.
guy talks shit on
Um,
Facebook, so they go to his house and like, we're
No,
hunting.
that's whatever D Smooth's
Jay
favorite
and Silent
guy
Bob?
from the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
No.
Jay and Silent Bob from Strike Back when they go to the house.
Yeah. Beat up the kids.
Yes,
every-
yep,
yeah.
yep,
Are
yep.
you blah blah blah
Yep.
username?
Yep. From moviepoopshoot.com. Yep. Yeah, so that's why I was just skipping the new releases. So that was the new release. So now on to gaming news. First story! And big news today. Microsoft is buying Bethesda, id, Arcane, and more studios. So this is because they just paid $7.5 billion today for ZeniMax. And this is the fucking acquisition of acquisitions. Imagine all of those studios and all of their games now as first-party Microsoft studios are all going to be part of Game Pass on day one. And as part of this, Microsoft has also said that they're, those games are considered first-party titles. So I don't know. I think this is huge news.
This has severe shockwaves in the gaming industry today.
Yeah.
Like the ripple effect from this is
I
pretty huge.
My
Pretty
jaw
huge.
dropped, and my jaw doesn't drop usually for a lot of different things, especially in the gaming news. You're just like, that's really
No.
interesting. That's kind
I-
of weird. But this
I-
was
we-
like, what?
I figured something like this was going to happen because there was that rumor that we didn't talk about last week about Bungie
Yeah.
possibly being purchased by Microsoft.
Well, we talked about it a little bit, but we were kind of
and
like,
then
nah,
there were-
what's
yeah.
gonna happen? So
And then there was rumors like a while ago that Microsoft was trying to get EA at one point,
Yeah.
and it's like, or like kick the tires around a bit.
Mhm.
Like they were in the market to buy someone, right? They were like,
Something
who
big.
we want to buy
Yes.
fucking someone, man. Who's gonna be
Yeah.
like who's available? How much do you cost? How much you know? That's what it looked like. And then I think
Yeah.
they picked the best deal they could get. So yeah, this
Yeah.
is
ZeniMax comes with so many good studios in there. Like that's
Yeah.
And it's
the thing.
crazy because they were just buying one studios here and there, and now
Well,
they
what was the
bought, like,
biggest? What was the biggest purchase before this?
Oh,
Is
wasn't this big? This is huge.
It was not Double Fine. It was no. It was
trying to- Control guys? No.
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 Now you're making me pull up the thing.
Anyway, I mean, this
Right, you
blows
keep
that
talking.
out of the water.
Yeah, this was kind of shocking. I mean,
And
we kind of knew something like this was coming, but we didn't. Yeah, I mean, Bethesda. I mean, that's
that's
big.
one of the.
I know. That's what I'm
one
saying,
of the
Bethesda.
E3
Yeah.
shows.
Press conferences. Yeah.
Like it's just now gone. It's just absorbed into. Like that's
Yeah.
a lot, and
Well,
and a lot of the stories that you saw on social media was like, hey, what does this mean? Like, does this mean that now like these games aren't going to be exclusive to?
Can we combine stories? Let's go with another story real quick.
Come on,
Sure,
Mignon,
sure.
do it up.
Microsoft will honor Bethesda's PS5 exclusives, but future console releases will be case by case. So,
Right.
I think it's great that they're, like, no, we're not shutting you down. Like, it's nice that they're doing that. And it's great that like both consoles still get some of these exclusives and stuff like that. So, it'll be interesting to see what it is for the future. But I think
it'll
it's,
be like Fallout, Doom.
yeah. And I think what they're saying by case is the fact that I think because Microsoft's still going like, we want to go cross-platform. We don't care. Like, we're not playing that old school.
But this
Let's
would
hide
be
it
a
game.
really good way to snuff out the competition.
Yeah.
Is if
Well,
you
yeah.
buy out everyone around them.
Yeah,
Right?
true. Like if we see like acquisition of like Activision, then they're like, okay, it's the game console war's over at that point, But you get my point. Like it's definitely cool, but it's seeing they're willing to play the ball because, and I think what they mean by case, I think it's a lot of it like it's not going to be exclusive to Xbox. It's going to be exclusive to PC and Xbox.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what
their
more the
ego,
exclusivity is going to be. So,
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that awesome Bethesda game that everyone was looking forward to on PS5, for every copy that
Deathloop?
sells, Deathloop, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So now Microsoft's making money every time they sell that game on PlayStation. Like
Does
how
do they
weird
put-
and sweet is that?
Do they put their Microsoft Game Studio intro in front of that game? Now?
At this point,
Yeah.
that shit is absolutely being patched, especially since that's
Like,
delayed.
I was wondering.
That's
about
delayed
that.
till 2021, so that shit is in there. You
oh
know it.
man, I think
How
I'll just buy a
does
PlayStation
Minecraft
just to
do that?
see that.
How does Minecraft do it? Do
They
anyone
say
know?
Mojang. I don't know if they say Microsoft.
Does it say Game Studio?
I
wonder.
haven't played Minecraft, and if we had Selden here, he could tell us in a second. But
Yeah, if there's any PlayStation
He was in
fans out
chat,
there,
but he left like he was supposed to.
Alright.
He
if there's
handled
any
his wife.
PlayStation fans that play Minecraft, let us know. I'm curious.
yeah, if someone's in
Does the
chat.
Microsoft logo show up? Like,
Oh, so here's the list of studios, by the way, since you guys were asking. 343, Compulsion
Yeah.
Games, Double Fine, In Exile, Mojang, Ninja Theory, Obsidian Entertainment, Playground Games,
I think
Rare.
it's Obsidian.
Rare is a big
It's
one.
Obsidian.
Yeah, Rare's
It's
big one, too.
Obsidian.
Yeah,
Obsidian's the big one
Obsidian's
they got
big.
recently.
Rare's big.
That's the one they got recently.
The Coalition, which is Gears, the Initiative, Turn 10, Undead Labs, World's Edge, and Xbox Global Publishing. So that's
Initiative is pretty big too. They're
So-
working on a
Yeah,
Perfect
go ahead.
Dark or something.
Mhm.
Something I don't know. Anyway,
So with them purchasing this
Yeah, they are working on Perfect Dark. Yep.
huge,
yeah, right.
Huge
Yeah,
thing.
that was the rumor, at least.
what do you think that it's a huge purchase, a lot of money. What do you think that they'll be doing, next? Do you think they'll keep purchasing all these?
No, I think this is it for them for a bit.
Because of how much
7.5
money
billion's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think they're going to stop?
Like,
right here, or
honestly, when I heard the
do you-
news about Bungie last week, I kind of want that to happen. I don't know about you guys, and not because I want them to work on Halo, because I don't think they would work on Halo. I would just like them back. Like, they were together at one point.
They were
like,
sweeties, and then Bungie cheating on them.
yeah,
and
I always hated that breakup.
Bungie went and they cheated on them, and fuck Bungie. Like,
Yeah.
those guys should have just kept making Halo games forever, but they had to like get their tip wet in something else, and screw them.
Jonah Falcon in chat. What's
Yeah.
up? What's Yeah, this is a big deal. We'll see what happens moving forward, but
600. We're
I'm-
a little
I'm
far
wondering
off
what-
from 600.
No.
I'm wondering where Sony is thinking.
Mhm.
I want to be a fly in that guy's
Yeah,
CEO's
like,
office.
oh, wait,
Like,
so
what the
our-
fuck happened?
Our,
What?
our exclusive game is going out, and it's published by Microsoft.
Microsoft bought who?
Yeah.
Oh man, I would have loved to have been a fly in that room.
Yep.
Anyway,
Good shit. Good shit. All right. Next story.
I'll take one.
All right.
Series X and Series S pre-order start tomorrow.
This is the
11
easiest story to
11
take ever hit. You don't even need to
11
click
a.m.
on the story
Eastern.
to talk to this one.
Eastern,
Uh,
11 a.m.
That shouldn't even be a story.
Prepare
okay?
for them to sell out, people. Okay, get there early. Get ready on that refresh button. Get a glass of water because shit's about to go down. It's not going to be as easy as you think.
yeah. I already.
These first wave pre-orders are the toughest. They get easier.
I don't know.
moving
The Series X.
They're
The
not going to
Xbox
sell
One.
out
No.
of their full allotment, dude. It's not happening.
I know. For both the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, I placed all of those orders at press conferences and had no issues. So I think
I agree. I feel like the last Xbox was it was relatively easy to get. I didn't have any issues.
Yeah.
But because of COVID,
But then
I
again,
don't
because
know.
of COVID, people are supposed to have less money and less people should be buying recreational shit. But as we all know, we all spend.
but that
tons
first
of money.
wave is always going to sell out. It's always going to be the
Yeah.
fanboys. It's those people that are on the fence. They're not in that line tomorrow,
No.
right? They're
Yeah.
not.
No.
They might be in the line later
you'd be
on down the road.
surprised.
Maybe.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, yeah, there'll be a percentage. It's just like the question Altius asked about people that switch over. Yeah, there's going to be a small fraction, maybe 5%. Who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
5%.
But it's always going to be a small minority.
But yeah, so tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Other
Look,
countries,
everybody,
figure out your
let
own
us know
shit.
if you get one.
Yeah.
Let us know if you get one. Let us know if you don't get one.
That's the more important.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah, I probably won't get one. It's my luck.
Let us know if you're not going to get one because you agree with me and there's nothing to play on it.
Oh, that's
I'd like that. That would be nice.
Mm,
Get some.
I don't think you're
enforcement.
going to get that hit because you're like
We already
everyone
got
that
that.
spends
We already got
thousands of
that from like 3 people in the Discord.
from Shadow.
There's people that are saying it. I'm not
Yeah.
making this shit up.
All right. All right, next story. Sony apologizes for PS5 pre-order clusterfuck and says more consoles will be available this year. So,
No.
the thing that makes this story interesting is that most companies would have just been like, "Oh, don't say anything. Like everything was fun. We'll just play it cool, whatever." Yeah, but it did take them like 3 days. But Sony posted a tweet that was like, "Yeah, that could have gone better. We messed up, and more will be coming." They did say more will be coming over the next couple days, but there has not been any that have come since that that tweet came out. So, it left a lot of bad blood in people's. Yeah, I just don't know. It was really
Yeah,
shitty
it was a
for them.
shitty way to do it. And let's
Yeah.
be honest, it was shitty.
And even
You
Microsoft.
tell us you're gonna you're gonna let us
They're
know
at
ahead of
least
time.
tomorrow.
We'll give you lots of time. Don't worry about
It's
it.
at
Don't worry.
least
go
the next
here.
day.
Go to this website
Yeah.
and sign up, and we'll let you know. Like I said, there'll be no problem.
Yeah.
Quickly release it and don't tell anybody.
Yep.
That's what happened.
So that's when Xbox fucking came over the top and threw that shade where they were like, pre-order September 22nd, worldwide launch in 36 countries, November 10th, hype 9,000 plus, and then in parentheses, don't worry, we'll let you know the exact time pre-orders start for you soon. And they did. Like, that's
Yeah, but hold on. We let's be fair. We know why Sony went this route.
Sony
they
didn't
went
go
this
this
route-
route. Their
they went this
asshole
route-
companies jumped on because they didn't have any
but
limitations
they
on them.
went this route because they wanted to get ahead of Microsoft's planned out, right? Like they
No.
need to get in before their pre-orders went up, and they
And they
obviously
still
did
would've.
a they did a shitty job because at least Microsoft they planned it out, right? With Sony they reacted, right? So it
I
didn't
feel
work
like
out for them.
I feel like if Sony had followed what they said, the world would be less mad. If they were like, today
but
was our press
it
event
wasn't
and they
them,
go on
though.
sale tomorrow. No, it's because they lost control of their vendors. So
That's
what they
what I mean. Like
or their
the vendors are the
retailers.
ones that broke street date.
So what they should do is be like, hey, you fucked up our whole launch. You made us look like egg on our face assholes. So now, you know what? You don't get as big an allocation as Amazon, who waited till the actual hours. And Amazon will get 90% of our consoles, and you, Walmart, was it Walmart was the first one that was like, we don't care about release dates, we're just going, or whatever. Like,
right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Walmart gets the smallest amount of these things. Like, that's to make up for the super bad PR that came from this. I think you have to spank those guys a little bit and show them, like, hey, fuck you. You fucked us, well, fuck you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be giving them, if I was them, I wouldn't be giving them any more consoles right now. I'd be like, you got the pre-orders. We're going to give them all to Amazon. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Amazon at least waited till the calendar day they said.
Yeah.
It may have been 2 in the morning,
and Amazon,
but still
Amazon
it was...
hands down will sell more than both those stores combined anyways, so let's be real.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just thought that was it's an interesting story. It's a fun story. So, all right, next story.
I don't really have one I want
to tie with that last story. Amazon warns PlayStation 5 pre-order customers that consoles might not arrive after launch day.
This is you hit.
I mean, I'm not worried. I honestly don't care. Like,
No,
I'm just glad I'm gonna get one.
Yeah.
Like the way, because I struck out twice before. And I was just lucky to get my hands on one. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't mind.
Yeah, so Amazon might have sold more than they that they
And
had.
Amazon, like, Amazon has warned me on like some things that I've ordered through them. They're like, yeah, we know we told you this day, but something came up and now it might be delayed. And then end
It
up
still
getting
comes
a
on
day
time.
early. A day early.
Yeah, that's
Like-
Amazon. It's their MO.
Right.
Like, I don't know if they're being a little bit, what's the word?
Like overcautious.
Careful.
Better
Yeah.
safe than sorry.
Yeah, like, hey, at least we warned you, you know.
Like that's the
It's
best thing.
kinda
If
like-
someone
it's
tells
kinda
you
like-
they're gonna let you down, and then they do better than what they said originally,
Right.
then you're
Yeah.
like, oh
I was
shit.
gonna use a different analogy, but yeah.
I don't even
Tell
know.
a girl it's certain size, and then they see it, and it's not. It's like wah wah. Like, you always want to go down and go up. Right?
Wow, it went there. Oh, nice.
Game of the
nice.
game. I don't know.
Yep. Oh, all right. I'll take one. This is a good one. First party PlayStation 5 games priced from $49 to $69, with some also coming to the PS4. So this was a big shit on Xbox Fest because their games aren't exclusive because they're also coming out for the Xbox One and blah blah blah. Well, now there's all these first party PlayStation games that not only are also coming out for the PS4, but they're doing this like scaled pricing structure, which Microsoft is not doing for first party titles. So, I think this is some good comeuppance for PlayStation, and they're shitting on Microsoft at this point.
I want to connect another story with that because I think this might go a little bit with this. So,
Oh, okay.
Sony sees another 3 to 4 years of life in the PlayStation 4. So I think this.
That's a
that's
good
the
story
part
to
of the
connect to
problem.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the problem because I think that Microsoft's having the same problem because, like, even like Hid said tonight, like,
Why do I want one?
yeah, why do you go in the next generation if we can still pretty much they're still making games for the old generation for another year or so?
And the
It
next
almost seems
generation
like,
also works on that console.
yeah. So I'm like,
I've been trying to say this forever.
yeah,
but Sony wasn't saying that hit until
yeah,
No, I
until
know,
their
but
catalog came
Microsoft's
out.
been saying that for fucking ever.
yeah. It's just interesting to see some of these stories kind of even just not just for PlayStation, just for both consoles, like what they're saying about things about because even there was a story a week ago about Microsoft saying exactly the same thing. Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of games for both consoles that are coming out. They're like,
Mhm.
okay, so only you're toning it to the fanboys buying your consoles. Like, why are you not going like completely one generation? And I think that's really where it's going to
Well,
screw up a lot of these devs and the
out of the two of the Xbox and Sony, the problem that all console launches have had is that once the new console is out, that all resources go to this new console, and the old console gets forgotten about, and like there's still stock on shelves that people they can't get rid of because now the new stuff's out.
Well, no,
Hold
Microsoft
on.
stopped building the S. They announced that like a couple
No,
of
no,
months
no,
ago.
I know. I'm just saying,
Okay.
when a console is on its way out, there's still some on shelves, or like,
Yeah.
there's no reason now to buy that thing, right? Like, that's always been a problem with every console launch.
Yeah.
Like, the old one becomes obsolete, At least with Xbox, with the new what Microsoft is doing with the new Xbox is that, like, because they have all these options to give you, like, multiple devices, like, your old stuff is not as obsolete as it once used to be in previous generations. Like, it's
Yeah.
still useful. Like, maybe if you have an OG Xbox, it's maybe not so good. Like we said last week, you're
Yeah.
probably more
But if
inclined
you
to
have an
upgrade.
X,
But if you have an X like me, like, I'm not really as inclined to upgrade because that one is, it's just under the S.
the
So
S.
yes, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's one good thing from Xbox, that they've managed to solve that problem by making their old consoles not obsolete.
no, I agree. But like at the same time, like,
They just want you in their eco, right? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter what you're
this
on.
is what the PC ecosystem's been like forever. It's like you can buy Crysis and it'll either play in 640 by 480 at 5 frames a second, or it'll play at 4K at 120 frames a second, whether you're depending on if your PC is like a $500 PC or a $5,000 PC. And it's
And if you
that
have a
same
5,000 with Crytek, you never know.
so it's literally that same model but moved to console, and I think that's what people are having a hard time grasping, because console people are used to like, oh, this is a last gen game and this is a next gen game, and actually I'm gonna build that into this just so we can burn through our stories. I'm gonna build into the same thing we're discussing, so just to nail out a story. PS5 won't support PS1, PS2, or PS3 games, Sony confirms. So their whole back compat that they finally came through and announced today is only a single generation back compat. So on Sony's side of things,
that messaging has been really confusing out of Sony.
oh,
Like, at one point, it
has.
was supposed to be fully, and then it was like, no, it's just going to be PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
But even then, it's only 100 titles.
Yeah,
But
and
now it's like
now it's 99% of titles. Yes,
Like, which is it, dude? It's hard
Yeah.
to keep up with this stuff, man. Like, if you're us, yeah, it's okay to keep up. But like, man, like, the casual gamer, he's not gonna fucking know any of this.
Well, and again, I don't think that
Messy, man.
realistically people care about the PS1, the PS2, and PS3 games.
I don't know if I
as
could play
much.
ESPN Extreme games from the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
I would bust that back out just because it was my favorite game. From
But
the PS1.
they can do things like that Microsoft's been doing, and Nintendo's been doing a lot of that too, as well as putting it on a game store and then making them compatible in the long run. Like, not have it quite at launch, but maybe eventually it'll be supported.
Yeah, I don't think
you never know.
that's
Bring it
on
back as a
Sony's
surprise.
plan, but you never know.
You never know. They
You never
they do that stuff to us all the time. I mean,
But it is a balls move where Microsoft's like, yeah, this thing's like a fucking PC. We're gonna do all your shit. We're gonna do all that back compat we already did. We're gonna add some new shit, and everything's back compat. And Sony's like,
yeah.
well,
Microsoft's always been that way,
so,
though. They've
yeah.
always tried to be back compatible. I mean, just think about
Even the
PS4
360.
launch.
Even the 360.
Yeah.
You couldn't have been successful if you couldn't play Halo 2 on your 360.
Yeah.
Halo 2 was the biggest fucking game of all time. It came out just before the 360. So if they did not figure out a way to make that work on the 360 and not have a new Halo game at launch, you would have been fucked. So Microsoft's
That was
been
one
balls
of the main
deep
reasons
since
why I
then.
switched over to play on 360.
Yeah. Because they kept the compat for
Yeah.
the game that everyone was playing. And there were good games. Perfect Dark Zero was okay, but it wasn't the same kind of